ancient constructs hold the power that could be our salvation.
In this alternate timeline, Zeratul has survived to see the battle against Amon fully unfold. As a commander, he harnesses the power of the Xel'Naga for his army and upgrades. Zeratul himself is a heroic unit who can be controlled on the battlefield. He'll also call down reinforcements led by notable Protoss warriors. Though they cannot be directly controlled, you'll still be able to guide them to key locations during the fight. In addition to his army, Zeratul relies on more mysterious methods to help his allies. During each mission, he'll be able to use his prophetic vision ability to discover fragments of a lost Xel'Naga artifact one by one. After he's located a fragment, Zeratul must use prophetic vision again to pick it up. Once he has gathered 3 of them, an artifact will be fully assembled and ready to grant Zeratul an incredible new power. Zeratul's various warriors can gain upgrades from the artifacts you find, and the benefits get more varied the more you collect.
I have found a way to stand against the coming darkness.
While Zeratul and his forces fight on, you will have the chance to build his top bar by choosing artifact abilities that complement your strategy. For example, Stasis Beam will put certain enemies in stasis, allowing you to cut the others down easily. Void Blink is another massive advantage that will reduce the cooldown of all your units' blink abilities so they can wreak even more havoc on your foes. Finally, Zeratul can unlock constructs that represent the purity of form and the purity of essence. The Avatar of Form showcases the potential for great psionic power. Once summoned, it will leverage abilities like Psionic Gale, Psionic Blast, and summon charged crystals. Contrastingly, the Avatar of Essence captures the potential for evolution. It will buff your units gradually over time and even devolve enemy units to less powerful forms. Armed with the wisdom and might of the ancient Xel'Naga, Zeratul stands poised to change fate, once and for all.
My life for ire.
远古大陆群雄割据，四方势力战火不绝。一为勇气，穿梭于丛林之间，一切障碍都被他视作为猎物。一为力量，劈开了世间万物，巨剑出鞘，是将世界破坏殆尽。一为智慧，操纵着远古奥义。 突破自身，迸发出耀世的光芒。一为坚韧，为囚禁了千百年，打破禁锢，只为复仇整个世界。群魔并起，鸟兽无名，王者相争，独霸天下。
Ready to work.
Here we are with the last game of the day, WGL Winter 2018. Back to Warcraft live from Shanghai. Store Neo and Remo casting Liv against WFZ.
Hell yeah, we've seen both these guys before, and especially this good gentleman from Korea has looked goddamn impressive. Oh, they even got sparkles on the back of that. I hadn't seen that before. Going up against the Keeper in his first game, in the opening game of today against Neutron, he had all the answers. So many players are struggling against the Keeper of the Grove nowadays, not him. He had the perfect game plan. I talked to Neutron after the game, he was like, yep, he played a perfect game.
He didn't
think he could win that, not with winning that shape. WFZ, he played against Foggy earlier. He lost that game. But it was close, man. It was really close. Almost took the win right there. There would have been quite the upset already. This would probably be the even bigger upset. But I think if he shows up in top shape now, Mr. Wufagen. This might not be as one-sided as many people think.
The seasons of the two players couldn't be much more different.
今天
Lin,
最后一轮
especially
比
the
赛马
first
上
half
开
of the
始，
year
让我们把
until
画面交给
GCS
两
summer,
位解
he
说。
won every but one tournament in the entire scene. That was crazy. And as I said before the game against Foggy, WFZ, well, it was kind of the other way around. It was like losing first round all the time. On paper, Lin is the big favorite. No doubt about that. He's 2-0 in the group stage here. He's one of the three real big favorites in this tournament. He just has to play his game, and if he plays his best, or at least 95%, then he should win this thing. But WFZ in Undead vs. Orc is insane, at least entertaining-wise. I mean, at GCS, he always has an Orc in his group, and he always delivers amazing matches, most of the time against Fly. Lin is a different caliber, of course.
Yes.
But I expect great entertainment here.
If WFZ plays up to snuff, if he brings his best, this could be a killer game. And Lin being Lin, I expect him to play nothing short of in shape, which he already proved earlier today. And Lin is normally not the guy who's gonna start, you know, suffering from overconfidence or whatever, getting sloppy. No, Lin's just Lin, man. He's just a machine. He's just gonna show up and he's gonna deliver and he's gonna play his game and play to impress. It's too early yet, of course, to say who's gonna make it out of the groups, but in Group A, in the Group of Death, it's looking pretty promising for two of the favorites, for Foggy and Lin, that is. TH, our world champion. What's going on?
0-2. I mean, he had pretty tough opponents. It was Foggy in round 1, it was Lin in round 2. That's the hardest start you can have,
That's
possibly.
true, yeah.
He still has a chance, though. Foggy is not allowed to struggle at least a little bit here. He still has to play against Neutron. He lost the past 2 games against Neutron. So yeah, Foggy could certainly still be eliminated if TH speeds up now and gets in shape now and starts to win.
But speaking of Foggy and TH, this is why it was so important for Foggy to win that match. Should both these guys have 2 losses, let's say Foggy loses against Lin and then against Neutron, and TH wins the rest of his games, and they're both going to be with 3 victories and 2 losses, and then the head-to-head is going to come into play, and this is where Foggy would take out or overtake TH, having beaten him there.
Yeah, Lin, I don't see a big threat for him anymore. Foggy is his biggest threat, obviously, but I think Foggy was more dangerous to Lin when it was still the Talon play. Jamiko is pretty good against Orc, but no match for Lin, I think.
Very unlikely, yes.
WFZ, this could happen. And WFZ is not without chances in this group as well. I mean, he defeated Jamiko, he lost to Foggy, okay. I didn't expect him really to defeat Jamiko, so he's in a decent position as well at the moment. But yeah, he has to play.
Are you sure that he defeated Jamiko?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
I thought Jamiko had 1. Okay. No. Yeah. Got that mixed up.
All right. On the other streams, there are the other 2 games of this group. They're running head-to-head. Jamiko versus Foggy at the moment, and TH versus Neutron, most likely be covered by Chaco here on Twitch. And we go into the main area. Orc versus Undead, as you can see. Lin versus WFZ. We haven't seen the maps just yet. Would be quite interesting. And yeah, we haven't seen a Dreadlord here, right? So I would expect WFZ to play a Dreadlord, but maybe the time for that is over as well.
Yeah, it was with Lucifer earlier today, right? He was thinking about the Dreadlord, had him in production, but decided against it, cancelled it, and went for the more old-school Dark Ranger instead. We go on to Terranar Stand once again. Played a lot of Terranar Stand here today.
Yeah, it's always like the leftover map, the neutral map. Nobody seems to really like it, nobody seems to really hate it.
Yeah, and
Speaks for a very balanced map,
yeah,
I
speaks
guess.
for the map, right? I think so too. I think this is a pretty good map nowadays. Aside from the tomes of experience, we need to still remove those. Other than that, though, it's pretty good. So, loading into map number 1. It's time, guys. Our last game of today. Lin, best Orc in the world against WFZ. Far from the best Orc in the world at the moment. if he makes it out of this group, if he wins this game. He has a lot to prove, WFZ.
Indeed. He's starting in the upper left of Terrana's stand. Usually when it was GCS or Gold League time, he had a pretty good shape and then disappointed. Now, we haven't seen him. He was in a pretty bad shape. Maybe he surprises us here. But it would be a great thing. Against June Park, a living legend in the Warcraft scene. The second player who reached $400,000 prize money right after after Moon, I'm sorry. His fifth GCS, or fifth Gold League this is, he only made it to the playoffs twice, man. Can you believe it? Once into the finals, but then was defeated by 1-2-0. Last time he made it into the playoffs was defeated by TH in the quarterfinals. His matchup versus Undead, 59%. One of his weaker matchups, but I guess that's due to the fact that he goes head-to-head with 1-2-0 all the time, and it's so goddamn close between them. WFZ versus Orc, 52%. A little below average, so it's not like his super strong suit, but of course the competition in Undead versus Orc is pretty tough with Lin, with Fly, with Focus. We have great Orcs in this scene. WFZ needs a surprise. He needs something to throw Lin off. Something surprising, something, I don't know, just something different. Lin starts in the bottom right from South Korea, of course, with a Blade Master standard opening. We have seen this matchup before today with Fly versus Lucifer, and on the other side it's a normal Tet build with a DK, so normal stuff this far.
In the earlier monthly races here for the qualifiers, Lin was playing quite a bit of Farseer. Farseer, Fast Tech, TC, Tier 2 expansion, but it seems like he's been moving away from that more so here as the actual real tournament was getting closer. No more skip Rod of Necromancy this time. This is not playing against Night Elf, so he will be going for the skeletons early. One of the most efficient items in the game that Undead can make such great use of if they have the skill to back it up. We start with a little green camp here on each side. The cloak, not really what the Blade Master wanted, hoping for the slippers there. And for WFZ, the matchup is very nice. Everything mana is always watching for the Undead.
These players have met 3 times this year, and it is 2-1 in favor of Lin. They met at Seer Cup in the round of 16. Lin won that 2-0. GCS Summer May race was a win for WFZ, 2-1. And in the July qualifier here for WGL, it was a 2-1 win for Lin. And yeah, he is in total 4-2 ahead in those statistics, and at the moment at a 2-0 win streak against WFZ. So yeah, the odds are clear. But so far, level 1.5 ring. WFZ in China is called the Lord of the Rings because he constantly finds the weakest of the 4 items, and yeah, it happens again.
Well, at least he got the mantle, you know. And he's gonna have many more creep camps here to make up for this, for a bit of bad luck. Getting closer to his level 2. I like the grunt aggressively here. Of course, if you use it for creeping, then you're going to be able to take out those neutrals quicker than with just the Blade Master solo. But with this, you have constant vision of your opponent. You can harass him a little bit, you can put some damage on him, and you don't give any of the last hits up to your opponent. And that's important, because the Blade, with the creep route that he chose, he did get 2 items, but he didn't get the most XP, so not giving any of that away was important to get to that level 2 here, which is gonna still be taking a little while. This is the 4 ghoul opening. WFZ and Lucifer, the biggest fans of these, and actually he's gonna be able to cancel Ziggurat. Could have been able to get it, right? It was still high HP.
Doesn't want to lose too much HP here, I guess. He does have 2 heal selves and 2 circlets. Yeah, I think he could have gotten it as well. Soin defeats Lucifer. Wow, that is not looking good for the Korean Undead then.
And that was not to be expected here.
Not
Lucifer
at all.
Came into this tournament with a lot of momentum. Soin not really. And think on how close it was earlier between Fly and Lucifer. And now Soin defeating him as well. Bad start for the old legendary Undead player.
Okay, WFZ now with the first Fiends. He is starting to get an army actually, and then he can continue creeping. On the other side, Tier 2 is done. Lich should be coming. That makes life a lot easier for the DK as he is getting equipped with the Frost Armor of the Lich. But yeah, he's building that building right in his base, in Lin's face, and he can cancel that easily. Should be able to, yeah.
He could just popped it down in the back, couldn't he? Right, now it should be coming up. Blade Master, you're pretty low, is gonna be healing. Something that Lin pays more attention to and is more careful about than most any other Orc player is the mana pool. He's almost full mana still. He was so conservative with his usage of, or he was at least until that last Windwalk, until the mid game, because you want to keep that mana high. You want to be able to roam. For your second hero to have freedom to be solo creeping, and usually that would be the Shadow Hunter, but here it is the Torrent Chieftain. Oh my god, is he going the full glass cannon build? Tier 3, TC, and no walkers? That is so risky.
Yeah.
That is so hard to execute.
Yeah, no SH for disable and healing, no walkers for Spirit Link. That's really hard. He could also go for Shockwave and Raider stuff for just destroy buildings. That's also possible. Orcs have quite a few options.
The last hit.
Oh, goes to the DK. That's the level up and the big invul potion. It's the expansion with this, with Aura first.
Right, so it is, after all, kind of similar to the way he's been playing previously a while ago. There it was Farseer. Here it's the Blade Master, but other than that, it's exactly the same. Fast tech, tier 2 expansion right away with the TC, and then with Raiders and Stomp, try to control your opponent and keep him away from being able to cancel the expansion of yours. And yeah, this is the thing about this 4 Ghoul opening. You're gonna have a very small army when you're the Undead for a long time. So canceling this expansion isn't gonna be too easy if he lets it produce for much longer.
And that's a lot of time for the TC to level up, and we all know how important this level 3 is for the level 2 stun. Creeping also pretty fast. And the DK is still far away from that level. Lich now soaking up experience as well. Only 2 Fiends, no Orb of Corruption. So creeping is not super fast. Here comes Lin, knowing exactly what WFZ is doing. Nice Frost Armor though. Quick reaction from the Undead.
Yeah, he's got a shade trailing the Blade Master, so he saw him coming in, and Lin not even getting slowed here by the Frost Armor. Just being annoying, slowing this down as much as he can. But WFZ hasn't scouted this expansion yet, and it may already be too late now. This should be halfway done, making his way across the map. It's going to take another little while. There's going to be Raiders on his tail.
Yeah, with Ensnare he can zone so nicely, and also with stun. He has a double disable now, and an AoE disable among that 2 choices, so WFZ can't fight at the moment. And what does he have? He doesn't have the burst damage with Coil Nova yet.
That's the thing about this mini opening. Again, you just have nothing for a very long time.
And that's pretty crazy now that Lin is stealing this natural expansion. That is level 3. Real, of course, it is the natural expansion of WFZ. Of course you find a ring.
Not even too bad for the TC, honestly.
Yeah.
No armor hero.
Okay, we do have Coil Nova now. Not the strongest though. Level 1-1. And then is playing this so great, man. He's trapping WFZ in his quarter of the map, I guess. He didn't cross the bridge, or one of the bridges.
He just got this expo up for free.
Yeah. Unpunished.
Nothing to be done about it, I guess.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
How Lin is zoning on this map and controlling this map.
And WZ should have scouted for this, of course, should have cancelled it. Once he sees it, should probably go for it with like 3 to 4 ghouls, and then use that TP. Why not? You have it in your inventory, make use of it. You don't even necessarily have to rebuy it every time. But now the expo came up, and now it's going to start to kick in. Okay. Dark Ranger 3rd.
Yeah, really not the day of Dreadlord, or...
Yeah, I'm surprised. We saw that all the time leading up to this turn.
I mean, if you're confident that you go super late game, then I can totally understand that with the synergy of Skeletons and Dark Ritual. But can he be confident to go into the super late game with an expansion in the back? I don't know.
Statues here left behind a little bit. You want to have those as far away from the Raiders as possible, with your Fiends being between the Orc army.
A player's forces are under attack.
Throw speed used already. That limits the potential for Lin to go for a real fight, but I think he's going for the counter-attack and not a real fight anyways.
Little distraction with the ghouls here, harassing the peons, but there is an Orc burrow where you can hide the hurt peons. So not even a single one. That is like a trend in the past month or so that orcs continue to or again put a burrow down there.
That's such a good idea. And also, Lin on the next level, as so often, he has more than just 5 gold peons there. He even has lumber peons. So, if he has to save some or put some into the burrow, he can still fully mine from this base. Another really nice
Players'
touch.
forces are under attack.
WFZ, he came up with this counters expansion strategy for Undead with patch 1.30 pretty early on. Is it still the time though? Because Lin is already at 50, has 1,000 gold, has the burrows to go up. So it's for him to decide when to break upkeep now and when to push.
And
No SH third, by the way.
I think he just started. Just went to 55 supply.
Ah, yeah.
Could be other units as well, but I think it's Shadow Hunter. Which, much like the TC, isn't really good on before level 3, but it's okay, you know, a little bit of healing, a little bit of hex is always going to do.
There's not too much to creep anymore, though. Oh, okay. Lin still has his shop and the Dark Wizard at the left-hand side and the bottom left expansion. Okay, Lin has enough to creep. Without the shop, though, it's not going to be easy for the Dark Ranger to get the levels.
Late on level 2, by the way. This Orc army at the moment really doesn't have much damage at all.
Yeah, that's true. No Kodo Beast as well for the 10% upgrade.
There it comes.
Okay. Drops of haste.
Yeah, but still, Grunts Raiders, that's not a lot of damage. Here's the Shadow.
Wyvern coming now. And Headhunters. Alright, he's gearing up. He's gearing up hard. 15 supply lead already. WFZ's expansion is not started mining yet, I think.
Yeah. Not quite yet.
Oh, Mana Stone for the DK. That is certainly nice.
Some
And
very good consumables.
the thing with stun is we oftentimes start screaming and are celebrating the stun if everything is stunned, but you have to take care that the DK is stunned as well, because if there's a coil and with a Mana Stone there's gonna be constant coils, then you can just heal what you focus.
A player's forces are
Yeah,
under attack.
but I guess even if you don't find the kills with a Stomp, if you disable the entire damage coming out, it's still pretty good, so you want to certainly find that backline of things. The DK is only going to have so much mana. With the Mana Stone, it's going to be, yes, a little bit more. Now he's going to TP out. What was the item with the Patalas? Nice for the Dark Ranger. Already a couple of skeletons here ready. WFZ really needs to go into upkeep.
He's at 1,000 gold. He has lumber problems though, because he used the ghouls to harass the base, or the second base of Lin, so they couldn't gather lumber there.
Lin could just Tiny Great Hold expand again if he wants to.
WFZ now at 60, but no
A player's forces
transition,
are
right?
under
No
attack.
Banshees, no Pit Lord, there's no damage mitigation. But Colnova on the first Raider gets the pickup. We have 4 skeletons here. That will certainly help. I don't know if he has web, otherwise it could be an easy kill on the Wyvern as well. Dives forward. Nope, there's no web at all. TC is silenced, but again, the Invul Potion to break the silence. And the Fiend will not survive this time. And here's level 3 for the Blade. Another stun. This time he gets the DK.
Very far forward. I don't think he has a new TP. No Death Pact either, by the way, so the Death Knight might be in a bit of trouble here, perhaps. Trying to run away, but he's blocked. He can't get across the bridge. Maybe now he can. Getting blocked still. Now Banshee's coming in. Curse is going to change a lot. It's onto the Blade Master here. The most important target. Kodo actually did get to Devour. A little bit too slow to react. Finally, there is where, but there's a Stomp as well. As Focus Fire with the Hex, and the DK is dead. And that is the GG and 1-0 for Lin.
What a timing by Lin. This was picture perfect. He strikes before the expo is finished, or actually paid off. He strikes before the production of the upkeep units is finished, and especially before the Banshees are out. This doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true, but he could have attacked a minute earlier, could have attacked a minute later. Just the expo was just too easy. You can't just let an expo run of your opponent in this matchup for, what was it, 4 minutes? It's not gonna work. Was it the scouting that was to blame, or was it the opening? I don't know, but you can't give Lin that early advantage. He's gonna kill you with it.
Lin earned this advantage in the early though, with a great Blade Master arrest. He was constantly there. He didn't really steal too much, right? But he was constantly, he slowed everything down. The creeping was so slow for WFZ. Level 3 DK, when did it hit? Like 5 minutes in?
Yeah, and level 3 DK is of course crucial for the really late game, for the big fights, but for the early game skirmishes and for your movement around the map, level 2 is important. And that, in the first place, took forever. Took forever to get level 2 DK, and without that, you're really uncomfortable to move out on the map. And I think that's what protected this expansion most of all, keeping that DK on level 1 for such a long time. WFZ having a rough one there in game number 1. Now we're going to be moving on to his loser's choice of map, which, again, we didn't quite see yet, but we're going to be illuminated soon enough.
Last Refuge would be cool to see. Haven't seen that today, right?
We saw it from...
Ah, yeah, we saw it once. Yeah, sure. Against WFZ, actually. So maybe...
Yeah.
It's also a great Blade Master map, so I don't know if you want to play that against Lin. But the thing is, Lin's toolbox is filled with great stuff. I mean, he can go Farseer against you, he can go Shadow Hunter against you, and it feels like, I don't know, you have to climb the mountain every single time.
And this is why I think he's looking the scariest at the moment. Not only is his mechanics on world-class level, as it, always is, also his strats always seem to make sense. Against Neutron, it was like the perfect hard counter. Here, again, early expansion, fits so well into the meta against this 4 ghoul opening. He seems to be a step ahead as far as strategy goes so far in this group stage.
Yeah, and this is what all the orcs say, like, sometimes it feels that orcs are a little too lazy because everyone is looking at Lin. What is Lin doing? And then try to copy it if you're capable of copying Lin, which is not really easy to do. Fly is a little bit different from that. Fly thinks a little more for himself, I think. But the other orcs, they have one big idol, and that's the guy on the left right here.
Yeah, for good reason. As you said, though, in the GCSs, the previous editions of this tournament, yes, he's had some successes, but not really to the standard that we hold Lin to. This guy is so good, we kind of expect him to be at least semifinals every single time. And that hasn't been the case for a lot of them.
True. Last time quarterfinal elimination by TH. Foggy eliminated him once in 2016. And yeah, one time final. And he was eliminated once more, but I can't remember when it was.
But only one final, that's not good enough for him. Like, how did this happen? This guy is so good.
Well, one time he wasn't there because he broke his hand or arm.
Ah, yes.
I was really thinking that Summer should be his, but then TH was just out of this world good. Yeah. And Lin had no weapon against TH's Human vs. Orc.
I wonder, is there going to be this guy or these two guys which are so impressive as Infi and TH were in Summer, where we're just like, oh my god, what are they playing? Excuse me? Killing Foggy with Tinker first on Twisted Meadows in a macro game? What is going on? At the moment, so far, TH doesn't seem to be the guy.
Nope.
He has lost 2 games already. To be fair, though, against 2 very strong players. And now we learn of our second map. It is Concealed Hill. One of our 2 new ones. We have this one and Northern Isles.
Right. Picking Concealed Hills as an undead versus orc with 2 pounds and the middle. That's gonna be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the last map of the day if this guy defeats this guy and makes it a 2-0 and a clear 3-0 in the group stage. Lin WFZ, the Korean, is leading. Spawning in the bottom right in WFZ once again. He has to step up his game and he needs to pressure Lin more. Otherwise, this is going to be a quick 2-0 and Lin goes back to the hotel and rests for tomorrow.
Is it going to be this simple, or can WFZ pull something out of the toolbox here and make Lin at least work for it? Last game, that looked too easy. That was just too simple. Go for the Blade Master, apply a bit of pressure, expand behind, and there we go. Expansion here is a pretty hard camp to take. Lots of damage there, everything gets poisoned. Creeping there with only grunts and TC is possible, but it's risky. WFZ, usually pretty good with the skeleton scouting. Not as good as 120 is, but of course...
Who is?
Yeah, he's the god of that specific thing, but... yeah, needs to keep a better eye out on the map, and oh... it's a Farseer.
Farseer it is, usually indicating a lot of harass, and that worked already pretty great with the Blade Master. With the Farseer it's even better, as you can be at 3 points at the same time, or you combine your forces to 1 point, then have 2 wolves and the Farseer for the damage. How will WFZ deal with this? How does one deal with this?
Nerup Tower, very important, but more importantly than that is, I think, really level 2 DK. This has to be, this is the early game goal. Get level 2 DK as quickly as you can. If you don't manage to achieve that soon enough, then you're really limited with what you can do, defensively or offensively. Acolyte here will be scouting and is going to get the early information of what hero this is, and so it's going to be able to adjust already with that. Perhaps creep close to your main. You can go for the 2 little camps. That's going to be level 2 for you. Should be pretty straightforward here. So, especially for the opening, I can certainly understand the map pick for WFZ with the creep route. Favoring his level 2 progress so much, but he's not creeping at all. Instead, he's the one this time being aggressive. Of course, that way you can keep your opponent away from your main as well, just force him to defend. But can you steal one of the trappers here?
Close. Oh, he's above 100. The coil does 100 damage. Lin doing this flawlessly so far, so no chance for WFZ to steal this at the moment. Skeletons are harassing, but what can he really do? Too much. He ran over the entire map. He has to get something done. Okay, he gets the troll now, but that is absolutely not worth it to cross the entire map and then head home again.
Yeah, very bad progress for him. Also keeps the Farseer at bay, keeps him from level 2, so there's a statement and a point to be made for that. But usually it's okay if your Farseer is low level, kind of. If your DK is low level, it's not that great. It's the second hero for the Orc that is especially going to have to be leveled. If it's a TC, which it most likely should be. Sometimes we see Shadow Hunter, but not really on this level. Not too much anyways. Now he's going to be moving across. Perhaps looking for some Acolytes, but there must be a Nerup Tower at this point, and of course with the new patch, Acolytes a lot more durable. More movement speed, more health, more armor, more region even on Blight, so they have received a lot of love from the Blizzard balance team, and are no longer so easy to take out.
Yeah, they kind of like what WFZ is doing, constantly distracting in the main with a few skeletons, so Lin is not going for the undead base too much, staying kind of close to his base. But is it worth it to give up the level 2 for the DK again for this?
Yeah, and WFZ wanted to keep tabs on his opponent here, but he lost track of him. Yeah. Because I think he got distracted by a wolf or something. I'm not quite sure. So he did get level 2 to Lin, but that's okay. He's going to get his own level 2 here, but he is a little bit slower. Again, this is 4. Is it 4 goals or is it 3? I'm actually not quite sure. Looks like it's only 3 goals this time, going into Fiends earlier. Perhaps fearing Wind Riders to possibly be coming in, and of course against those you need a fairly high number of Fiends.
Super important last hit for WFZ here. Investing the coil. If Lin gets this with the right click or wolves or whatever, then the DK has the hardest time of his life to get to level 2. And it was really close, man. He timed it well though.
Already dropped pretty low on HP here, the DK did, something you never want to do too easily. Can't heal before statues, of course, or before healing potions, I guess. But now he's going to be able to creep the next camp on Blight. That's going to help him with the regen. It's going to be level 2, and then finally he's going to start feeling more comfortable here on the map. At the same time, Little Farseer creeping up himself, getting close to level 3, and a Staff of Teleportation indicating that he wants to go for a bit of an Acolyte.
On a Farseer, I haven't seen that in a long time. Lin always up for something special. Creeping level 3 first, as it seems, but here comes WFZ. 3 coils to work with. Going for the Farseer first, not for the units.
Anthony here could be dangerous. The Trapper has the net in his pocket and is going to throw it onto whoever walks into the... close to him. TC second it is. Looks like the standard Lin early tier 2 expansion again, if you ask me. Yep. And the Farseer is going to be doing the harassment and distraction game.
Yeah, basically the Farseer replaces the Blade Master here on this map.
Yeah.
And the TC once again has so much freedom. Raiders are coming now, and Snare as well. The Farseer level is fine. I mean, of course you would love to have level 2 Wolves, but it's nothing that decides the game if you're level 1 or 2 Wolves or level 1 or 2 Chain Lightning. You just have to distract by time.
And it's so cool. I mentioned earlier, this expansion is hard to creep, so it can be risky to take it out. But because of the fact that he knows where WFZ is, he knows nothing can happen down there. So actually, with that knowledge, he is safe to creep this. And this is going to be a ton of experience for this TC. It's going to be almost level 2.5 from this camp. He lost the grunt to the creeps.
Lin losing grunt to the creeps must mean that he wants to free up supply.
I like that.
Maybe he was busy microing the wolves.
Not capable of making mistakes. Even to Lin, this happens sometimes. So now we can feel better about our ladder. WFZ continuing to creep. 2 fiends still only, along with the statue here. Oh, and that's a nice find. That's a really nice find, and that's exactly what Lin was looking for. Looking to catch off reinforcements, and that's an expensive kill. Fiends, 215 gold. Cost a lot of money.
And that's level 3 now. Level 2 wolves. Even more harassed. TC is level 2. Ring of Regen, nice. But yeah, these crucial first end snares, man. How much damage you can do. And that's exactly the reason why you don't go mass fiends anymore. That's exactly the reason why you have to stay passive around that time. And that's exactly the reason why WFZ is doing the second fiend.
TC though, he's in trouble. He might be dead, but he's got a second scroll of speed. Oh my god. He's just pulling all the right moves. Lin playing sexy once again. We forgive him for that one grunt loss. Everything else is looking damn slick as he is getting further and further ahead in this series. The Expo, he can't even cancel anymore, can he? He's got one fiend. I think maybe he could commit for the kill, but if he does, he's gonna lose everything in the process.
Yeah, of course. TC is a little hurt, so he really shouldn't fight and shouldn't tank creeps as well if you have wolves. Buying more and more time. Lich just arrived at the scenery. Not too impressive either. There should be an invo potion, right? At the shop here, if it's available. And then the TC is fine as well.
Absolutely. And almost level 3 as
Oh,
well.
oh, nice end snare. The DK was about to steal this, but didn't. Okay, here's the grunt down. But there's lots of skeletons here for WFZ as the Dark Ranger. It's the pitch.
And he gets the invul. He sold the Wand of Mana Sealing, getting the invul here himself. Really surprised that Lin didn't go for it.
Yep. That was a big move by WFZ for sure. What was the item on the ground?
Under siege.
Like one of the or something. I didn't actually see it.
This is too late though. The Expo is at 60%. Skeletons are going to die. Just continuing to pressure this though.
The Lich is level 1, right?
Yep.
Doesn't even have Nova for this fight. That's gonna make finding targets pretty damn difficult. Once again, Lin perhaps looking for a bit of reinforcements, and here we go. First end snare finds the Fiend. Frost Armor isn't gonna be affecting the range army too much, and guess what? The Kodo Beast can still devour. Thank you very much. He's gonna be digesting this. Destroyer up in the air. It's hard to deal with that. He doesn't have too much piercing damage, and it's kind of out of position to deal with it as well. Grunts are gonna start dying, and by the way, it's no silence first, but rather Dark Arrow. He's trying to snowball here with the kills. So far, he hasn't found too many. Instead, he's losing the second Fiend here, but now these are the targets he really wants, the Headhunters. With those, he can really heavily snowball with those skeletons. And it's not looking too bad for WFZ at all, if you ask me right now.
That's the last statue though. If Lin kills this one, no regen. More Headhunters are streaming in from 2 barracks. Nice stun again to get rid of these wolves. But he's not finishing the statue. Finally he is. Now level up for the Torrent Chieftain. But Lin with heavy losses, but Expo is still up. Can he somehow get this fast here? Yes, he can!
Whoa.
Lin was not careful enough here. Farseer, Coil Nova. And yeah, this looked like an out of position timing, really. I mean, the Expo is still up. He couldn't cancel that, but he got so much out of this fight.
Yeah, and usually with that, this game is totally swung around. He might even get a Fiend back. Oh my god, and now he can call it as long as he has the mana.
10 supply advantage, man. And he has to take care of these little skeletons because they're so annoying, because he needs the extra gold now to get back in this game. But WFZ, no mercy, no time to rest. Here comes the attack. And that's kind of what he did best in his entire career, right? Killing expansions. Historically against human. Now he has to do it against Orc as well. And finds nice timing for that.
Yeah, Lin there. Losing that one gun to the creeps, of course, wasn't too great, but other than that, it was looking kind of fine. Perhaps the TC level 3 was a little bit slow here on this map, but he found the Fiend kills. Looked like, once again, his expo timing was pretty good, but I guess it was still quite a bit later than it was on Terranos stand.
And he cancels the expo.
Skeleton's perfectly timing it. That's pretty nice. And now you're going up tier 2 versus tier 3 with the worse heroes. Without the expansion backup, this has to be WFZ's game. If he can't win this game, he cannot beat Lin.
Yeah, this is like... Lin is feeding these headhunters into the WFZ meat grinder with the Dark Ranger and Lich. He's killing them with one shot, basically, if he focuses them correctly.
Under attack.
Freeing up the middle. Hood of Cunning, meh. Not the greatest item, but whatever. Lin doesn't get it. That's the most important thing. And he gets the experience.
Einhorn. Maybe the headhunters will survive for a little bit longer, but it's not gonna help him too much. This army is so one-dimensional. He's only got a whole bunch of headhunters.
Yeah, usually you have like a few grunts and a few raiders and maybe a coder that might be the first task, but with this there's no real buffer units for Lin, so the Lich and the Fiends and whatever there is can just attack the headhunters. And you saw the snowball before, like, it can be crazy.
And what is that orc army good against? I'll tell you. It's really good against destroyers, and it's not good against anything else.
Banshees.
We don't have Banshees though.
Not yet.
So, yeah. Alright, this would be a masterclass game of Lin if he manages to win this. So, this is the interesting thing now. Lin is miles and miles behind.
Oh, nice start for a comeback though, getting this abomination for free, but it takes a lot of damage, costs a lot of time, and here comes WFZ to try to save this bomb.
Look at Lin's movement, by the way. He knew the DK was coming in for the coil. Messes up the focus fire a little bit, but still gets the A-bomb. WFZ not with the coil there. Deciding not to use it, I guess. Coil Nova hitting more targets.
We have silence now, right? That was level 2 for the Dark Ranger.
Level 3.
Oh, level 3 already, sorry.
Yeah, Lin can't fight at all. He's got a level 4 TC, but as soon as this TC is out of mana, he's got nothing left.
10 supply behind, still no second expansion by Lin. WFZ's scouting game is getting a lot better than it was on Terranos stand. Now with a back against the fountain. It's not too many high HP units though. It's all headhunters. The Raider number 1 is down, Raider number 2 is down. TC is silenced, could be a big stomp, but Fiends should benefit more from this fountain than the headhunters do, right?
And even if he kills all the Fiends, how's he gonna deal with the heroes? Can't. Has like 4-3-3 hero levels at this point. He can just snipe these range units one by one. And yeah, the fountain isn't doing enough. For the TC, it's pretty nice. He's got some good region here, but not enough. Look at the damage. He may just die here.
Oh, and he does. TP was too late. And GG by Lin.
Wow.
WFZ once again taking a map. And nobody really thought he could do that. No 2-0. At least, like, the first map was, he was quite trashed actually.
Yeah, he was the most stomped.
Yeah,
map number 1.
Pretty good fighting spirit by WFZ here.
Absolutely. And yeah, kind of surprising me. It's not like that game went horribly wrong for them. It was just tier 3 timing, one of the big strengths of Undead. And he hits a nice timing there, and that's it. He fights it well, he micros it well. He still got the micro to pull it off. I thought Lin would be in a decent position there. Was his tech maybe later this game? Did he go for 2 Voro tech? I'm not sure. The expo did feel late. It was only done once the Undead tier 3 push was already there.
It was up, but maybe he really waited for this expansion to finish, because then you can't cancel anymore and then you lose all the resources, get nothing back. We've seen this against Night Elf before. Against Human, well, you don't really have a choice then to let it get back up, but well, back in the day at least.
I think if he had a chance to cancel it, I think he would have cancelled it. Because even if the orc gets the resources back, he's still stuck on tier 2. That's the biggest problem. If you go for that drawback of staying on tier 2, you need this expansion. You need the additional resources. But one big fight really decided that game. And it looked kind of one-sided as far as that single fight is concerned.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Well done by WFZ.
And despite Lin finding like those pickups, he found one Fiend with the Farseer only. Then the TC came up with his throw speed and stuff. Then he found at least one more Fiend. Was it maybe even two?
Yeah, it was 2.
It was even 2. So he found 3 Fiends and still died to the push. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, some other undeads might have tapped out already after losing the second Fiend, but not him, man. And now, third and deciding map. Last map of the day. Will Lin stay undefeated, or will WFZ cause a huge upset?
That would be crazy.
Good performance versus Foggy in between. Getting a map there, winning against Chimiko, and now tied with Lin. But that was WFZ's map.
Yeah. So what is the next one? If it's Echo Isles, I almost want to say it's going to be Shadowhunter first.
Yeah.
Thinking back to the invitational we were holding in Irvine earlier this year. One of the best match that we had there in this Warcraft Invitational between Lin and Happy.
We have the first result from another game. TH is leading 1-0 over Neutron. That game took a long time, right? Same for Chimiko and Foggy. We have no updates from there. Ooh, Northern Isles.
Okay.
2 new maps.
Yeah, I want to say the same thing. I think this is the first series ever I've seen where both the new maps are featured.
Okay, it's getting cold. We're getting into the north. We're getting into the last game of the day. Lin or WFZ? Who's going to take the W? Can sleep a little better tonight. Get with a comfortable position into game number 2 that starts tomorrow. In the bottom left, we have Wufajan. In the upper right, we have June Park. Orc versus Undead. Grudge match.
And I wonder, Lin, he's not really one to feel flustered, but that strat that he just played, the Farseer, Quick Tech, early tier 2 Expo, blah blah blah, he's been playing that for a while and has had pretty good success. And he had a good early stage and mid-game stage with that as well, with those Fiend kills, and yet it was still not enough. So with that in mind, is he going to play something else now? Is it just going to be the Blade Master variant, Blade Master early on into TC Expo, or is it going to be something entirely different? There's a lot of ways that the Orcs can decide to go in this matchup. Same can be said for the Undead as well, especially with the Dreadlord, which seems to be underused here. It is the Blade Master, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many games of these two races against each other on Northern Isles, I gotta admit. So the expansion is pretty well protected by Mud Golem, Rock Golem, stuff like that. Not too easy to take.
Yeah. With 3 Grunts and a TC, I think that's doable. As long as you have Vision of the Undead, that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Blade Master it is again. As far as Blade Master stacking goes, this is a pretty bad map, right? Barely any claws to be found. There's the one green camp outside your main. But other than that, not too easy to stack up the boy. Aside from the fact, of course, that we have a marketplace. Echo Isles used to be the only map in our competitive map pool with marketplace for years and years, but now we have this one as well. Another thing to note, same as Echo Isles. It's kind of Echo Isles and big if you think about it. Only one merchant. And involves in the late game in this matchup are the most important item.
When we think of Marketplace, we always think of Echo Isles, obviously, and there's not too many different creep or item drops on this map. Here, it's a lot different. In the Marketplace, you can buy auras. And that could come in very handy. They are super expensive, obviously.
Yeah, they're really expensive. But if you have an expansion,
you can afford it.
Yeah. Go for the Catgus Pipe. Yes, please. Oh my god, could this be something for Undead in the future, maybe?
Buying auras.
Buying Catgus Pipe, dude? Ooh. 1 mana per second for everything. Pretty good. So, Blade Master was actually lucky enough with the Claws of Attack here. The one camp close by where he could actually find. And the critical strikes, Jesus Christ. Don't waste them all already. You need some for later.
Yeah, it definitely speeds up the creeping here. WFZ is doing the same with the skeletons. Creeping up to level 2, so...
Scattering again.
It's crazy, right? WFZ and the Rings of Protection, man, a story for this entire decade. What was I about to say? No one knows, right?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Yeah. This game is pretty much different from the first one, where Lin played Blade Master as well, because he's not that ultra aggressive. He's not
player's forces are
preventing
under
level 2 here at all. So everything is a little slower, but also a little more self-centered for Lin.
Actually, he is preventing levels. For now. Should be reached, though, momentarily. Just needs to find one little creep and finish it off with a coil. But at the moment, the DK is level 1, and with that, he doesn't feel very comfortable. Every bit of damage that he takes here is going to be hard to recover. And he's not that fast to begin with. And yeah, they're battling for the Murloc right now, because he's not level 2. Yep. And for that, he's taking a lot of damage here, a lot more than he usually would take. Even a scroll being popped. Oh, and he missed the coil!
Oh, that was a big mistake. He only has 2 coils left. And that thing went to Lin, who should be level 2.5 now, and he gets the other Murloc as well. He was gambling, though, that there was some kind of attack coming.
He was attacking it with a skeleton, and he thought one right click from the skeleton and the coil would be enough, but he was wrong. And he really needed to get this, because now there's no small creeps left around your main that you can easily coil.
Well, Lin has the day of his life now. Just creeping, tanking with the grunts, and creeping all the big stuff.
Yeah, this is already a really bad early game. Nothing has died so far. But again, I reiterate from earlier. Early game nowadays is not about killing stuff. It's about gathering experience and items. And ideally, you steal stuff away from your opponent. Look at the minimap. Lin still has so many camps left outside his main base to use with his second hero, Shadowhunter, by the way, this time, not TC.
It's the perfect timing for level 3, right? The second heroes are coming out. He can creep with the Shadowhunter. He's roaming. He prevents level 2. No, he's not fast enough for that, but he is taking a beating for this.
Can he creep this entire camp? Oh, the blade's coming in.
Ouch.
Not with a blade here.
Oh, he's waiting for the big one. Oh, this hurts so bad. This investment of HP is crazy. He can't coil anymore.
Oh my
the item. Wait, what was it?
Ring plus 3.
Ring plus 3. Man, he's getting a second kill.
He's got 1 coil, but that's not good enough. He can chase it down if he wants to. He has 3 windwalks. But sometimes Lin decides that the mana is more valuable than the kill. Maybe not this time.
He's back on Blight. I think he doesn't have a narrow, right? Oh, he does. So he's safe there. And Frost Armor as well. So at least he saves the Fiend, but once again, this experience was so important. He invested so much.
Wow. That is one hell of an early game. May not have been any kills, but it may as well have been. This is such a dominant spot for Lin.
But he was in a good spot on map number 2 as well, and then WFZ found the one big timing that got him the game. Nothing is impossible. But if Lin continues to steal creeps, man. Oh, cow.
And now being annoying here also is a big deal, because this camp does some decent damage. So in the meantime, this Iron Army is taking quite a bit of damage to the face.
And the Shadowhunter is creeping in the meantime.
Yeah.
The entire time the camera is on the Blade Master, but yeah, there's Shadowhunter, there's an Orc army, and they have progress as well.
DK, low HP already. Is Lin actually going to be aggressive before level 3 SH? Normally we never see this anymore nowadays. And he gets the last hit and the item. Jesus Christ, he is... I think he was just woken up in game number 2.
This is one of the biggest robberies in Warcraft history, or in recent Warcraft history. This is painful to watch from WFZ's perspective, of course, but man, does he have the timings down.
Just 0 experience.
Yeah.
Zilch.
Yeah. Shadowhunter level 2.6, by the way.
And I think this is such a beautiful showcasing of how dangerous Lin is. If you make any mistakes, you're dead.
Yeah. And now he gets rewarded with the Boots of Quel'Thalas. Plus 6 damage, more attack speed, more armor. Oh yeah, one of the best items. And the extra damage is calculated into critical strike compared to claws, when it's not the case.
At the moment, WFZ has about 200 experience.
Yep.
I think Lin's got like almost 2,000. I'm not even kidding.
But he gets 2 kills. Do you think he should have moved over with the Shadow Hunter and Hex and try to kill the DK? Hard to say in hindsight, I guess. Have to watch it again.
Yeah, I mean there was Frost Armor. There's probably a statue by then. Unlikely. Level 4 Blade already.
Yep, Kodo as well.
4-3 against 2-1.
Yep, a combined level of 7 against a combined level of 3.
Oh my god, dude.
This is and now it's the Dreadlord. The desperation move. He has no time to creep the Dark Ranger. No way. TC is tanky as well, usually the first target.
A player's forces
But with 2 rings and 7 armor now, unnukeable. I mean, nukeable, but unkillable. Should be.
Alright boys, this is one of those times again where we say, well, this is looking pretty damn hopeless, so what is the way that this can work?
Undetected expansion. Here we go. Dreadlord can prevent a lot of damage in one fight. But unfortunately, Lin is one of the best guys as well in waking up his heroes. Here we have it again, TH leading 1-0 against Neutron.
TC here, gonna be leveled up to level 2. Is not enjoying the solo experience. Oh, I guess he is. So it's gonna be more like 2.5 here for him. And the Blade Master is gonna be able to cancel this as well with his inventory. Easily doable. Oh, damn! I forgot about the sleep. Maybe not.
Yes, only. Oh, Invo Potion. Okay, yep. Even a solution against this. There's also Windwalk.
Is he really gonna use the arc for this now?
No, he has a Windwalk. You can just escape. There's no shade. There's no big nuke.
Where's the shade? I wasn't the
player's
top left.
forces are under attack.
Okay, he's trying it again. But now that it's out of the box and Lin knows what WFZ is up to, even harder to make this work.
Tiny Great Hall was just purchased, so the safety net kind of. Should Lin go for big attack and it might fail, then he still got the expo, so all's fine. No upkeep yet
A player's
for
forces are under attack.
Wonderkin from Korea, level 2 on the Lich only now. At least he's level 2 though, so.
Still no level 3 DK on the other side. Is this the big 50-50 fight?
It's 50-50 supply, but I don't think it's 50-50 other than that.
Nope. Well, Blade Master is disabled. He's getting, no, not rid of the Raider because Lin's reaction with the heal wave are too strong and he's losing the Destroyer instantly. That didn't take much time. The Dreadlord is about to fall as well. He saves the Fiend though, but was this the last action of the Dreadlord?
It's looking kind of like that. That coil being level 1 only is really becoming noticeable. He has lost a lot of stuff already. He hasn't killed anything so far. The statues, they have been left alone for the most part. Blade Master was slept, but once the sleep mana is off or is gone, then this is going to become truly desperate. It is unrecoverable. GG! And Lin will win this series if it was a little bit more difficult than he thought.
The 3-0, the ultimate weapon of Warcraft 3, bulldozes through this group stage. TH down, Neutron down, WFZ down. He has to play Foggy and Chimiko tomorrow. It could be a clear 5-0 for this guy. Yeah. Job's done.
After that, map number 2, where we were like, hey man, WFZ, you know, he's got it in him. He's still got the micro, he's still got the skills. Maybe this is doable. He says, nuh-uh. Gonna shut this down. Map number 3. Are you kidding me? Are you being so insolent as to take a map away from me?
Yeah, man. WFZ once again the marathon man. 2-1 win against Chimiko, then 1-2 against Foggy, 1-2 against Lin. But the 2 losses, especially here against Lin, were super one-sided.
Yeah. At least he got a map though. Maybe that's gonna matter. It could potentially matter in a 3-way tie situation. Not too likely. For that, he would have to take out TH probably, which isn't going to be too easy. It's going to be for tomorrow, though.
Foggy is leading 1-0, by the way, against Chimiko. So Foggy, our Ukrainian, also on the way to a 3-0. Foggy and Lin, man, going toe-to-toe. It's a pretty cool outcome of group stage day number 1.
That's going to be the hypest match for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we don't have any like more results. Neutron is still playing against TH, I guess. So maybe we will see Lin on stage after this. The other games are still running at High to Chaco, I guess, and maybe some other streamers. For us, that's it for today, man.
Yep.
Group A, 3 games are done. Lin, Foggy are still in the race, and then we have to wait for the result of TH and Neutron and Chimiko to make a good evaluation there. Group B has also a few undefeated players, and that is surprisingly Sock with a 2-0 and Colorful with a 2-0.
I thought you were so convinced of Colorful strength, Neo.
I am.
What happened?
I am.
You said surprisingly.
Socks.
That's true. The breakdancer from Korea is busting out the moves here as well. Is he perhaps a bit of a dark horse? Would be surprising, the first big offline appearance for him ever, perhaps.
He was at 1 GCS.
Maybe he's going to be the next 1-2-0.
Yeah, we will see. We need new fresh blood in the scene. It's going to be an amazing 2 weeks here at Shanghai. Studio feels good. Games were, for a first day, games were pretty cool as well. We have seen different calibers of games in group stages, that's for sure.
But I remember,
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to conclude Group A and B. Tune in again, 9:30 CET, back to Warcraft.com. See you tomorrow.
那现在感觉自己的一个战绩是一个3-0，那还满意自己的表现吗？
좀 그 3대 0으로 앞서가고 있는데 현재 그 결과에 대해서 만족하시나요?
真的是一个非常谦虚的选手。那么在今天早前的采访呢，我问过令，他说他可能在这个小组出现的概率是50%。问一下现在他觉得是多少呀？
그럼 이제 전에 물어볼 때는 이번에 그 출전 확률이 50%라고 했습니다. 현재는 이제 어떻다고 생각하시나요?
내일 경기 중에
我感觉其实令非常严肃啊，就是他其实对这个比赛是非常的认真，而且他现在其实已经是几乎锁定出线，但是我看不到他有任何的开心，他真的是非常严肃的看待。那么问一下他啊，这次的比赛其实很多人都已经看到这一个版本了，很多玩家都会认为暗焰精灵很强，那作为一个兽王来说，他
이기고 들어가야 될 것 같고요. 나일 선수 상대로
有人说，还有微博也有很多人说，这个衣服怎么样可以获得呀？看我们比赛就可以获得。